Imagine losing your job. Rent is due, groceries are low, and you need help fast. You turn to government websites, hoping for answers, but every site is different. You're entering the same information over and over, trying to figure out what assistance you qualify for. It's frustrating and time-consuming. It shouldn't be this difficult, but what if it weren't? What if, instead of barriers, the system helped connect you to the support you need quickly and seamlessly? Good design doesn't happen by accident. It happens when we put real people's needs first. That's why we've researched how Washington residents interact with state services and developed 5 unique persona groups that reflect their real needs and challenges. Now, let's meet the people behind the data. Public benefits recipients interact with government out of necessity to receive benefits that help them stay afloat. These interactions can be stressful and time-consuming, but they feel there is no other option. Jasmine is a hardworking mom doing everything she can to support her kids. But when she lost her job, applying for food assistance and unemployment benefits became an exhausting maze. Long hold times, confusing paperwork, and no clear timeline for when help will arrive. Now, imagine a resident portal that simplifies this process. Clear instructions, easier applications, and real-time updates wouldn't just reduce stress. They'd help Jasmine focus on what matters most, her family. But Jasmine isn't the only one navigating the system. What if you weren't applying for yourself, but for someone you love? Informal supporters are those who support their family, friends, or neighbors by interacting with government on their behalf. This could be a long-term responsibility or a one-time helping hand. Robert isn't applying for benefits himself. He's trying to help his disabled son. Without an easy way to access his son's case, Robert spends hours making calls and repeating the same information to different agencies. What if he didn't have to? What if informal supporters could securely manage a loved one's case with just a few clicks? Robert isn't alone in his frustration. There are professionals who face this on a much larger scale. Salaried advocates are also helping others, but in their case, it's their job. They act as a connection point between people and their government. They interact with government very frequently and are sometimes government employees themselves. Alex is a caseworker balancing dozens of clients, but instead of focusing on the people he serves, a large portion of his job is spent juggling deadlines and checking on the status of his clients' benefits across different state agencies. To add to this stress, many of his clients have unstable housing or inconsistent employment. They have a hard time keeping track of physical documents, and Alex works overtime to help them meticulously update their information between so many different agencies. Now, picture a streamlined portal where professionals like Alex can track cases, submit documents efficiently, and focus on what really matters, helping people. But not everyone using the resident portal is seeking benefits. Some are business owners trying to stay compliant. Complying professionals also interact with government for their job, but for different reasons. This group is interacting to fulfill requirements. These could be people who own businesses, have professional licenses, or work in a highly regulated industry. Sophia is a therapist who wants to focus on helping her clients, but every year, she's forced to spend hours deciphering business regulations, tracking down licensing updates, and filing forms. A single mistake could mean penalties or delays. Now, imagine a resident portal designed for clarity, with intuitive search, easy renewals, and proactive compliance alerts. Sophia could stop chasing paperwork and start focusing on her practice. And while Sophia's work requires ongoing engagement, some residents only interact with government services when they absolutely have to. Occasional engagers only interact with government when they feel it's necessary. This could be for renewing their tabs, reporting insurance fraud, or just making their voice heard. But unlike other persona groups, their livelihoods don't depend on interacting with the government. Mark rarely thinks about government services until he urgently needs one. Whether it's checking voter registration, disputing a toll penalty, or renewing his license, he expects it to be quick and easy. But instead, he's met with confusing search results and endless clicks. A resident portal with intuitive search and clear guidance ensures that when people like Mark need answers, they get them without frustration and without delay. You might even see someone you know reflected in them. People don't fit neatly into one category. Their roles shift based on circumstances. Maybe someone is usually an occasional engager, but becomes an informal supporter when helping a family member apply for assistance. A salaried advocate might also be a complying professional when starting a business. Or someone might move from occasional engager to public benefits recipient after a major life event. These personas aren't meant to be static. They're meant to help us better understand our users' mindsets within the broader context of their lives. Now that we've met our personas, how do we use them to build a better product? First, use their names in design discussions to keep the focus on real user needs. Second, prioritize their key tasks to ensure designs are practical and user-friendly. Third, involve real people in research and design to gain first-hand insights. And finally, connect the resident portal's value to each persona, making it relevant and impactful. By keeping personas at the center, we create a product that truly serves the people who rely on it.